I'm going to do a bit of a recap on this screen before we move on to the production build list view and production build screen. Keep in mind that when you're using this part of the application, you're estimating labor that you're going to do and the items that you're going to do as far as the reproduction or restoration of a vehicle. Then you put the actual labor in, and there's a labor portal you can go to that displays the individual records, so you can do a find if you need to look for a specific set of labor. The same thing occurs on this button over here that allows you to go into the estimated labor and the production of each individual item. Let's take a look now at the schedule for this screen. And basically what it does, it lists each individual vehicle that is going to be used during a reproduction. So if you're in this screen, you can pick the vehicle you want to look at and click on this arrow to bring you back in. The production build list is similar to that, only now it's talking about the individual steps that you're going to be doing. For example, like removing a windshield. So if you clicked on that and went to the record, you'd have the build list for that particular effort that you're doing. What do you need in order to do the service or restoration? So you would list the items, in this case the hood and a hood latch for the 40 Ford. And if you're looking at the inventory that's available, you're going to go through all the listed inventory. In this case, there's only a few items there at this time. So if you're going to create a record for the items that you need to replace as far as materials are concerned, this is where you would put the build, and this is where you would get the information from if it's in inventory. If it is not in inventory, you can go to any record and create a new record up on this part of the area, creating a blank record where now you can indicate what you actually want to order and put it on order by coming over to this screen and then adding the order information on this screen that will put a demand on the supply system within your organization to go out and find that item that you want to add. Let's go back to the production build list again. Once you put that information into the inventory, it'll show back up on this screen, and then you can access that particular individual item by clicking this icon. So you see a windshield, for example, was pasted into this screen or from a file that was inserted, and the information for that windscreen is here. You can add additional inventory notes about the manufacturer or where you located this individual item. And then if you do buy more over a period of time, you would just add additional records on this side that really portray this item and the different places where you purchased it. If you put a price in for the item, it'll summarize all the inventory that you've purchased for this one like item. This also gives you the ability to look at it and see what you paid for in the last time you bought it. And from the vendors list, you can see where the different places are that you can find this item or add a new vendor for that particular item. So next time you purchase this item, you might try that vendor for pricing purposes. So let's go back to the building schedule again. Since we did the building schedule for each one of these items and had a build list built up, we can now go back and use the build list inventory to do the different steps that are involved. Now you consider that when you're doing these steps that you might be buying items either initially or buying them as you do the build. So they will show up over here as an item to be done, and then when you're looking at the build list, you'll see what items are required in order to do that particular task that you're talking about. I hope this was helpful.